You can find the documentation for this with the link down below, but let's go ahead and get to it. All right, let's go ahead and kick it off with new number ones and featured series. And what better way to kick it off than the legendary Jim Lee, president and COO of DC Comics, back on interiors for the first time since Suicide Squad? I could be wrong. Somebody please let me know in the comment section. But that is Batman 158, Jeff Loeb, who has been back at DC doing the last Halloween as a tribute to the late legendary Tim Sale creative team on Hush. I am very interested to see how the transition goes from Zdarsky to Loeb, because those two could not be farther apart in terms of the vibe that they are setting. Also, Jim Lee and Jorge Jimenez being one of the manga-inspired artists who has led Batman for the last 5 years, and Jim Lee, one of the architects of the 90s revolution for comics. Next up, we have Peacemaker Presents The Vigilante early double feature. This is a series by Tim Seeley and Rex Ogle, with Mitch Gerads and Matteo Lolli joining on interiors. A very interesting sight to see. James Gunn is consulting this. Of course, this is a vigilante and peacemaker story, and it is up to Adrian Chase to find what is going on when Peacemaker has disappeared. What is going to be going on with Chris Smith? What is the behind the scenes there? This is an original story that is inspired very much so by the Peacemaker John Cena show. So get ready to rumble, folks. We have a very interesting 5-issue series. The next big thing from DC is a 6-issue miniseries for the Secret Six. Dreamer and John Kent have discovered that Waller has somehow vanished. What is going to be going on in the after effects of Absolute Power? Find that out here in Secret Six. Nicole Maines, who has been writing Dreamer, is joined by Steven Segovia. They're going to tell the tale of, again, those two, Deadshot, Catman, Black Alice, Jay Nakamura, from the Superman Son of Kal-El series by Tom Taylor on this book. Secret Six, once again, a 6-issue series, all new for the DC All-In initiative. And last but not least, we do have a Harley Quinn one-shot, a fartacular, Silent but Deadly, starring Joanne Starr with Ted Brand and Rose Stein on the art. We shall see all the gags that they have up here. It is a $6.32 pager. What is going to be going on in Harley's interesting verse? Find out here in Silent but Deadly. The gags are over. Let's talk about the Absolute books, the first of which is Absolute Martian Manhunter by Denise Camp and Javier Rodriguez. You want to talk about the wackiest of the 3 new Absolute titles that we have launching? I think this is the wackiest of them all. Beyond Mars, beyond physical form, and beyond human understanding, all that's left is the ultimate alien, the Absolute Martian Manhunter. Next up, we do have Absolute Flash by Jeff Lemire and Nick Robles. Jeff Lemire continuing his stunning return to DC with JSA for Earth Zero, and now Flash for the Scarlet Speedster in the Absolute Universe. Nick Robles is going to be joining him on art. Nick Robles, most known for Euthanautes, for Black Crown, the Dreaming Waking Hours, part of the Sandman universe of books that came about in 2019, and a GLAAD Award winning artist. I cannot wait to read this book. The cover just looks fantastic. I love the Jeff Lemire variant, even though it is a 125. Kudos to DC for getting them on this book. It looks like a lot of fun. This is going to be a Flash that does not have the mentor Barry Allen, does not have the family, no Speed Force. How is the Absolute Universe going to deal with a very, very quick person running in and out? Next up, we do have Absolute Green Lantern, the third of the 3 of the brand new Absolute books. Janoy Lindsay joining Al Ewing on this. No core, no ring, no willpower, so 2/3 of that does feel like Grant Morrison's The Green Lantern run. What is left of the Absolute Green Lantern? $4.99, 40 pages. All of these are going for. This is going to be awesome. It does look like an awesome ensemble, and this also looks like a complete 180 from the Intergalactic Army saga that we usually get from Green Lantern books. So consider me hooked in on all of these issues as I have been reading all the Absolute Universe. I cannot wait to pick this up and read it for myself. And of course, where would we be without starting with Absolute Batman by Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta? Bruce Wayne is building on his life and leveling up. This is the ending to the Zero arc. I want to appreciate the people in the comment section who have told me about the fill-in with Gabriel Walta. This is going to be the ending of this 5-issue arc, and I can't wait to see what is going on. Absolute Wonder Woman by Kelly Thompson is joined by 2 artists this time. She was on my channel a couple of months ago. I'm going to be back on soon. Mattia de Iulis was teased by her as there is going to be a 2-part arc where it is going to tell of the origin story of Diana. Dustin Nguyen is also joining along with Mattia de Iulis to give us a little nice backup tale of little Diana. This is going to be awesome. I love Mattia de Iulis. He was most recently on the Birds of Prey Absolute Power tie-ins, and of course The Cull, one of my favorite Kelly Thompson artist collaborators, and I am going to dig this 2-issue arc. I cannot wait to see what is going on there. And last but not least, we do have Absolute Superman by Jason Aaron and Rafa Sandoval. This is going to continue the life of Kal-El and figuring out what is going to happen with his parents in the rural Redlands when that entire existence is threatened. All right, the next issue of Superman, which is issue number 24, is going to have guest art by Eddie Barrows on the penultimate issue of The Many Deaths of Doomsday. Eddie Barrows, most recently on the Action Comics Gail Simone written arc for Superstars. Big changes at Supercorp means the ascent of Mercy Graves as the new CEO, and while Lex's confidant is calling the shots, what does the Superman have to say about all of this? And Superwoman and the Justice League devise a plan to put Doomsday under lock and key forever, but it will take a risky arms deal with an alien race to do it. Let's go ahead and see what the penultimate issue of The Many Deaths of Doomsday is about. Up next at the helm, we do have John Ridley's Action Comics, which is at issue 1084, as Superman is on the verge of discovering who's been luring reformed villains back to a life of crime. The question remains, why so? When he tries to convince Scorch to help him, they are ambushed by a mysterious organization that holds the answers he's searching for. Is Superman ready to face the truth? Wonder Woman issue number 19 ends the Sovereign arc for Wonder Woman and also has a wraparound cover by none other than regular ongoing artist Daniel Sampere, who is now seemingly back full-time. As he has taken away Wonder Woman's world, she has now taken his. The war reaches its end. 2 icons prepare for battle who will emerge victorious. There's also a very funny basketball cover by Nicholas Scott. I just thought it was funny. Next up is Mark Waid's Justice League Unlimited number 5 with Dan Mora. This is the end of the first arc of Justice League Unlimited as the keys to the mysterious super terrorist organization Inferno begin to be revealed. The JLU realizes an intergalactic threat is led by one of their oldest foes. The Legion of Doom is supposedly now helping the superheroes. What may be of that? New Gods issue number 4 is by Ron V and of course Evan Cagle. New Genesis, Apocalypse, and Earth, 3 Earths, and 3 different worlds in the warpath of the deadly interstellar Inquisition known as the Nectari. And as these worlds are on the verge of annihilation, what is going to happen? A young boy with incomprehensible power, power beyond God life, may be their way of salvation. Justice League The Atom Project number 3 sees John Ridley and Ryan Pear continuing the miniseries with Mike Perkins as he is forced to take a desperate step into his own past in search of assistance. And at the same time, Ray and Ryan's latest experiment puts them at odds and could lead to disastrous consequences for all on the Watchtower. This does look like the Inferno that has been put in Justice League Unlimited is going to be affecting this title as well. Chris Cantwell and Sean Isaacs continue Challengers of the Unknown as they continue to investigate darkside anomalies throughout the universe and also are in themselves. The evaluation about the Watchtower and also Isolated, there is a theory as to why they have been affected by Darkseid's disappearance as they are kept in the dark. While the League speculates, this also has a guest appearance by Hal Jordan, so tread water. Challenge of the Unknown continues. Aquaman number 3 by Jeremy Adams and John Timms continues as the journey into the heart of darkness has brought Arthur Curry one step closer to finding his kingdom, but is the allure of freedom too much for the uncanny undersea champion to resist? Temptation draws Aquaman to the depths as a new villain joins the fray and a squad of her mercenaries. Lori Lemaris is on the prowl in the latest installment of the Aquaman epic. A book that I will be backing behind 100% of the time is Zatanna number 2, continuing Jamal Campbell's tour of the very, very famous magician and the aftermath of her encounter with Lady White, as Zatanna is left debilitated by a mysterious cursed sword. What will happen? What's the connection behind there? Her missing crewmate and also herself. Green Lantern 21 seeks out everything that is emotional about the way to Kyle, Superboy, and Odyssey, who attempt to fend off attacks from the Sorrow and an even bigger threat. So what is this cosmic battle, and what are the pieces behind as Hal Jordan figures out this battery that will spell doom for the universe? Green Lantern Corps, Morgan Hampton and Jeremy Adams back on it. The Lanterns return to Thanagar, decimated in the aftermath of the Civil War. This time, Jon Stewart and company are fighting with Hawkwoman by their side. As the mystery of the Fractal Lanterns also deepens, Atrocitus seeks revenge for theft of his powers. So consider me in. I love Atrocitus. I love the Red Lantern Corps. Let's get into it. Green Arrow number 22 sees Chris Condon and Montos continuing the freshwater killer's origins, and Detective Benny Benitez finding herself alone in the killer's sights. The Flash issue number 19 continues Spurrier and Georgieff's issues and their ongoing run as the Flash uses his new abilities to serve the JLU and his family that are on Skartaris. What lengths will Wally push to figure out the source of the conflict? Metamorpho, the Element Man. Perhaps the new age of Metamorpho becomes the new age of contentious urban planning, as only Al Ewing and Steve Lieber see it fit and envision. The Question All Along the Watchtower by Alex Segura and Kian Tormey. As the Watchtower itself begins to crack from the strain being placed on by an unseen villain, Question must face an unexpected threat, her own teammates, including Batwoman. But does she have any chance of retaking Justice League headquarters if she's already lost control of those closest to her? As the world collapses, the Question must tap into her own inner resolve or risk losing everything. Cannot wait for Shazam, cannot wait for Dan McDade to continue this. Mr. Mind has already wormed his way across the entire world. It will take way more than a single champion of Shazam to stop him. Will the Shazamily become an official family? Power Girl by Leah Williams. Omen, Steel, and Power Girl are held hostage inside a bubble that's cut them off from the rest of Metropolis and sent them back to the prehistoric age, as this villainous trio responsible wishes to eliminate anyone who dares interfere with their nature. They won't stop until the heroes are extinct. The dinos are hungry, and I probably will be buying this because of that. JSA number 5 by Jeff Lemire and Diego Olortegui back on the art after he was off on a recent issue. The JSA have a lead on a Cobra facility preparing for their next terrorist attack. But which faction of the team will make it to the facility first, and what will it mean for the future of the first super team? John Layman and Pete Woods continuing Titans as the empath Raven has completely lost it and are taking the Titans with her. She is being nudged by the psychoest of the psychos, Psycho Pirate. First Raven, the Titans, and then the world. Also another hilarious basketball cover. Black Lightning number 5 by Fico Ossio and Brandon Thomas. They have fallen into battle as they are ambushed during their fight against Volcana and her Masters of Disaster. Desperate to help her father and sister, Anissa Pierce breaks free from captivity in the Justice League Watchtower thanks to the help of Grace Choi, and it's been leading to the confrontation in the streets of Southside Metropolis as the Pierce family comes together to fight for each other and their community. Who seeks to recruit Black Lightning in the face of growing threats lurking in the shadows of the DCU? And then Batman, Superman, World's Finest. Superman and Batman have a code against killing. Well, the Floronic Man makes his final play for Dominion over the seas, and Aquaman has some other words. Adrian Gutierrez continues his art on the issues. There's also a very special celebrity cameo from the mayor of Flavortown himself, Guy Fieri. Black Canary, Best of the Best by King and Sook. A deal with the immortal devil could be the answer to everybody's troubles. Or is Vandal Savage more trouble than he's worth? Shiva and Canary fight to a standstill, and could this end to this battle mean death. On to the Bat books, we do have Detective Comics by Tom Taylor and Mikkel Yannon as the Bat family uncover the mystery of the murders continuing across Gotham, but even as Batman's most trusted allies have failed at preventing the deaths of young men at the hands of the bloodthirsty Asima. Who is Asima? Well, we find out in this issue. But Batman might not want to know the answer. Catwoman 74, Tarun Grombeck, and Maria Ignazi continuing Catwoman's very, very own world tour, with Tokyo now being in the fold for the search. Catwoman finds herself face to face with Alexander Beloff and another unexpected foe. Can she secure the second key to the Beloff fortune, or is this the end for Selina Kyle? Plus, the noose continues to tighten around the necks of Selina's old acquaintances. Birds of Prey by Kelly Thompson, the second part of this Juan Cabal illustrated art. I hope Juan Cabal is high-key the artist for Birds of Prey going forward. I would die for that. But this time, Black Canary Sin and Megaera try to bond through violence as they find themselves overwhelmed by a splinter League of Assassins clan bent on reacquiring Sin. Maybe leaving Barda at home wasn't the best idea. Regardless, Barda, Cass, and Constantine face the unexpected as they try to return a demon home while trapped inside an area known as the Seam. Brian Level joins G. Willow Wilson as they take over the book for issue number 31. The strange and startling secrets of Marshview are realized as Poison Ivy, Jeanette, and Peter Undyne explore the transient and hungry ghost town's past. Some things are left dead and forgotten, and best at that, lest they try to eat you alive. Harley Quinn by Elliot Kalan and Mindy Lee has Amygdala joining the fray as the rich lady tells Amygdala to hit the clown lady. Are you going to buy this issue? Amygdala's in it. Next up, we do have Nightwing issue number 124. Save the life of one of Bloodhaven's gangs. Nightwing must stage a heist on Spheric Studios. The revelations, though, might lead to a shattered reality. Batgirl by Tate Bromble and Takeshi Miyazawa continues as her mother plunge into poppy-induced hallucinations. Batgirl relives her past alongside a surprise visit from a Bat family member who helps Cass confront the tangled roots of her origins. Lines above love, shame, legacy begin to blur, and will Cass survive long enough to embrace her heritage or break free from it? Memento continues as Philip Kennedy Johnson and Javi Rodriguez finish their call of part 1 of the Memento saga, second part starting in 20. As the Reign of Terror continues, Damian Wayne doubts if Batman and Robin are enough to save their city. A heart-to-heart between Damian and Jason Todd and the demystifying of what it means to be Robin has Damian questioning his place and his future. Now with Memento close to delivering a killing blow on the Batman, the Dark Knight needs his son more than ever. But will Batman rise to the call? The 12-issue Batman and Robin Spectacular by Chris Samnee and Mark Waid continue as Robin is now caught in the General's clutches, and it is up to Batman to rescue his interpreted young protege. The Dark Knight is knowing that he's heading into a trap, but is the General really prepared for Batman like he thinks? Two-Face by Christian Ward and Fabio Veras continues as they push to the brink. Harvey Dent's mask of sanity is slipping, leading him to the deepest recesses of his own twisted mind as memories collide with haunting traumas of his past. It's the trial of Harvey's life, and Two-Face has to face the ultimate judgment. Will he let go and rise above his shattered past, or will the darker half take over his body once and for all? Dark Patterns. The Voice of the Tower Part 1. This is the second case of 4 cases. Strange tower in Gotham City where the voices of the living and the dead echo. Its inhabitants are in a standoff with the police, with one officer dead and another one held hostage inside. And a riot seems all but guaranteed, unless Batman can navigate the building and save the missing police officer. What is the Cape Crusader discovering about these people, and what is the direction of a single strangely familiar voice that thrums throughout the building? Well, that voice wants blood. And finally, we do have Jeff Loeb, and this time joined by Enrico Marini on The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween. These are doozies. Well, this is the 6th of 10 parts of this last mystery special, so don't miss it for the better. We do have one Black Label book, and that is Superman The Last Days of Lex Luthor by Waid and Hitch. Yes, it is back, and issue 3 should be hitting stores on middle of April. So I'm very happy it is back. This is and was previously solicited with a cover now by Manipul. Obviously, Hitch and Manipul are over with Jeff Johns at Ghost Machine, but this is coming out now on the 19th of March. We do also have one Elseworlds, and that is World War V by Matt Rosenberg and Joey Esposito, with Otto Schmidt joined by Pasquale Qualano. 7 to 12. It is getting closer to the end as Mr. Miracle and Big Barda has been heralded as the only one capable of ending the war between vampires and humans. Well, Darkseid is, and Darkseid might be here soon. Creature Commandos, DC Horror Presents number 6. This is the end of David Nesmalshin's run on the Creature Commandos as they are headed to the Delaware State Fair, ready to take down Brainiac. 2 quick issues to round this off, the first of which is a DC Sonic crossover. Ian Flynn and Adam Bryce Thomas are joining forces as the monstrous Darkseid decides, hey, it's time to boom tube into the Sonic universe. Well, the Justice League is here to help, so what are Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy? What are they going to do about it? And last but not least, we do have Teen Titans Go issue number 1 relaunching with Sholly Fish and Dario Brizuela for the kiddos, for the people. Well, no, DC won't bite, and we're going to sabotage it with a brand new number 1. If you haven't yet, check out our website, comicreleases.com. My and Webhead's love letter to comics, a hotspot where you can finally figure out what's coming out, when, from what place. Our unique upcoming website tracker in the Collected Editions tab makes sure that you're on top of every single collected edition coming out on the market, with release date updates to the minute, from the tiniest graphic novels to the giant Generator Deluxe hardcovers as large as an absolute. Our unique spreadsheet not only gives out the most accurate information out there, but our format also filters and ensure that you can find your books as quickly as possible. The tracker also gives out links to domestic and international retailers so that you can purchase your comic books at the snap of a finger. We are also proud to host monthly solicitations as per given by the publishers that generously send us information to give to you all. From the Ultimate Universe to the creator-loved Oceans and Universes, we specialize in giving you the most readable format of solicitations without any of the annoying advertisements. If you also donate to our Patreon at just $2 a month, which is less than a coffee at Starbucks, you will receive access to a special watch list dedicated to individually tracking items that are on your wish list, past or present. Place in your tracking number and make sure that these books also not only come in safe, you can even put in special comments on these as well. On top of that, your name will also show up at the end of every single Dom of X video creates as a huge thank you. That is comicreleases.com. For more information, check this out down in the description. If you also want to contact me or Webhead, check the contact forms down in the description or email me down in the description. All right, folks, that is going to be it from me. I am Dom of X. Let me know in the comment section if you are excited just as me for the brand new Absolute books. Let me know in the comments of everything else. That is going to be it from me. I'm Dom of X. You be you. Take care. Dominate the day wherever you go.